Hello folks, this is Quinn, that snazzy iPhone guy. I've been getting a ton of questions lately, and they're all related to my green screen. They said, Quinn, how did you do such an incredible green screen, and where can I get one? How did you make one? Did you make it? Did you buy it? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. It was sent to me by Backdropsource.com. It was a green screen starter kit, I believe is what they call it. It's 10 feet by 15 feet, and it comes with 2 light boxes. The price is a little bit steep, but honestly, lighting equipment is very expensive. If you look at similarly equipped kits, you're going to be looking into the $500–600 range. So Backdropsource was $200 cheaper than everywhere else. And the reason I got something from them was I actually was going to go out and buy it, and then I got contacted with them and they said, we'd love to send you a review kit. Ipso facto, very easy to make your own green screen. Now, there are 2 very common misconceptions about green screens by people. The first one is that they're hard to set up. They're honestly not. They're very easy. In fact, they're so easy, I don't have to do anything. All I need is I'll give you a few tips here in a minute, but all I need is a green screen, lights, and then I throw it into iMovie, and iMovie goes, okay, obviously what is behind you is green. You are not green. We'll eliminate everything that's green. That's essentially how chroma keys work. Now, it can work with any color, but green works best for several reasons. Blue screen used to be the standard 5 to 10 years ago, and it's still used, but very seldomly. Green is taken over, and it's because there's a few reasons why, actually. Blue makes your face look a little bit harsher, a little bit more washed out, and green creates kind of a more ample, soft, warm looking feeling. That's why green is used a lot today. That's the primary reason. The second reason is it's very easy to eliminate green because green is so vibrant. Blue is a little bit darker and it's closer to black, and it's hard to eliminate more things without eliminating your figure, your person. And the third reason is because people wear blue. Blue is a very popular color, and I can wear blue right here and blue won't be eliminated. But if I wear green and I'm on green, that's how green screen works. Your program will go in and say, okay, what is green? Everything around my person. So if I'm wearing a green shirt that's exactly the same canvas, that's going to be eliminated. So I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to create a perfect green screen video. The first one, and the most mistaken one of all time, is getting good lighting. Now, I'm not saying you need perfect lighting. I'm using side lamps. They are beautiful soft boxes. I'll show you them in a minute. They are fantastic. They're my favorite part of this $350 kit, but you can actually get lights coming down from you. You can also get shop kit lamps. They're a little bit, they're like $60 at Home Depot. You can pick one up. They're really nice, very high built. The problem is they create a very harsh look. The reason they're called soft boxes is the light is very uniform. With these shop kit lights, there's one array of light that's coming onto one part of your face, and for that reason, it looks very harsh on one part. So 3 tips to making the perfect green screen is you need a uniform background. My background right now is very uniform. There's not a ton of shades. Granted, there is that line because it's been folded, but you don't need like an ironed curtain. You just need to make sure that there's not one part of light on your background that's way lighter than the other. Well, that's why one is bad. That's why you have 2 soft boxes, one on each side. Because if you have one on one side, then it's going to be bright over here and dark over there. And then it's very difficult for the chroma key software to take that all out. The second tip is never have shadows in your background. Now, once again, I have these folds, but what I mean by shadows is physical blackness. If I scoot back, and this is the #1 reason green screens look terrible from amateurs, is they don't know what they're doing. They think, okay, I got green behind me, it's good. Well, think about it. If you have black around you, is black going to be taken out? No, green is. So all of this will be taken out, but these shadows will stay there. Or they'll be partially eliminated because they're halfway green. And then you get this very grainy, pixelized, unprofessional look. And that is the #1 reason chroma key looks terrible from amateurs. And it's very, very easily fixable. Just make sure you don't have shadows in your backdrop. So go further away, depending on where your lights are. You want to be far enough away that you're not creating shadows on your backdrop. And then you can eliminate everything without having problems. You can still have shadows on your face. You can still have all that other stuff. You just don't want to have it on the background. Easiest tip I can give you. And it's incredibly easy, and I don't know why people don't know that. It's pretty common sense, but if you go into it, if you experiment a little, move your lights around, you'll get a very, very good green screen depending on what you do. Now, the reason this $350 kit is something I recommend is it's very easy to set up. These do-it-yourself kits are really difficult, PVC pipe, they're not mobile, they're not all this other good stuff. And the reason Backdropsource does such a good job is they're very cheap. The quality of these parts is extremely high, and it's mobile. You can move it around, and it comes in its own little carrying bag, and everything fits nice and tidy. So I'm going to go into the actual screen and show you how it works out. So let's get started. Hey folks, so I'm going to talk to you about the physical green screen itself. The tarp or the green screen cloth is 10 feet by 15 feet. So it's 10 feet from here all the way down to there, and then it's 15 feet from the top to the bottom of the cloth. Now I've actually in past videos just overlapped it, so it's been double layer because behind this I have windows, and when I film videos in the day, light shines through because this isn't incredibly, I mean, you can see through it a little, so light would come through and that would look very not good. So I would just double layer it over, and then I could be lazy and wouldn't have to put that. But I mean, normal light doesn't really go through this. If you were to look at my ceiling lights, it does a little, but not much. Anyway, so you have 15 feet of leverage here, and that is a ton of green screen, I'm telling you. It just goes out forever. I've never put it out to its full capacity because it is just huge. So I just flip it over top and then have this stand. The great thing about the backdrop is these poles. They are very, very cool for a few reasons. They're extremely light. I'm not sure what kind of metal it is, but it is the lightest. This whole kit, everything, the tarp, the stands, these stands, and the lights, and the bulbs, everything weighs like 25 pounds. So it's very, very light. And that's why it's cool. These are very sturdy. They don't move a lot with a ton of pressure. So, I mean, they'll move around if you torque on them, but they're pretty solid. The bar itself will span 10 feet, and the joints are connected, and they do a very, very fine job at holding it up. You won't have any problems torquing on that a little. It'll stand up fine. You have your stand here. These are fully collapsible, have 3 feet here to help you decipher. I actually kicked that one out while I was over there. There we go. It's very, very sturdy. You have one joint here, which will give you quite a bit of pipe. You have another one right up here. And then you have your top, which you just throw the swing nut in, and then you'll actually feed the cloth through. There's a loop, and that's how you'll get it on. But yeah, it's very easy and very light. And that's my favorite part about this, is the metal is just superb quality, but it is not heavy at all. Okay, now let's go to the soft boxes. This is perhaps the coolest thing about this light kit, is the soft box. First of all, let me talk about the cord. It spans from here to there, which is about 7 feet, I'd say. I wish it was a little longer, but you know, we make do. Turn the switch off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Okay, so if we peel this off, we will find a fluorescent light bulb. Now, fluorescent bulbs, by the way, it's an 85 watt bulb, which is very powerful. Fluorescent bulbs are more often used for product photography rather than people, because it offers a very, very white light. Now, white light is good, but on some people, like me, it gives you a skeleton-y looking feel. So what I've done in a lot of my green screen videos, and didn't in this one because I wanted to make a good, it actually backfired on me. I've already edited it. But the good thing about these ones are they're powerful. They're very bright. The only problem is if they're close to where you're shooting, I mean within 5 feet, it's so bright that, you know, there is no really way for you to adjust that. The best way to do it is to use your white balance, but I have it on a high fluorescence setting, but I still kind of look a little bit skeleton-y. Not bad at all. If you use the right white balance, honestly, you can get yourself looking pretty warm, pretty nice. But that's the one and only problem with these fluorescent bulbs, is they are undimmable. They're either on or off, which can kind of backfire on you. It's excellent for product demos. It just doesn't look superb on scarishly white people like me. But if you have any other skin tone, you're great. The reason they're called light boxes is there is a massive bulb inside, the fluorescent bulb, which is very bright. And then you have this mirrored canvas on the back, and all that does is it doesn't absorb any of the light. It re-reflects it, and it reflects it through this canvas. Now, the reason this canvas is superbly excellent is it is transparent. The reason it's good, though, is because there's no direct light. That's the problem with shop lights, and when you kind of build your own green screen kit, is you don't have one even light. If I turn this box on, which is very bright, you'll see that all the light is pretty even. There's one little fulcrum point, which is where the light bulb is, but it's very centered. It's very soft and it's very even, and that's the reason my green screen, when set up properly, looks really good, is it is an even light array. If it's a direct light, it's going to look really bright in one spot and then it's going to kind of shade out. The good thing about these boxes is it's light in the whole thing. So on the screen, it's going to look light everywhere rather than light in one spot and then kind of outside. So these are the light boxes. This is just an umbrella canvas right here. These are fully adjustable. You can change them into portrait mode if you so desire. They're in landscape right now, but you can flip them that way.